Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Game Day. I'm your host, Walker Adams, and we have an incredible show for you today. We are very fortunate enough to have the athletic director of the Dover Sherborne High School on the show with us today. So, Ms. Sullivan, thank you for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
This show, I believe it's bi-seasonal every season.
Right.
Come on.
Yeah,
so
usually.
You'll be here talking about a little bit of the fantastic fall sports we had going on.
Sounds good.
So, just starting off with the first question. We had another successful fall season this year. How did our teams do this season?
Yeah, it was very successful, very busy. Our teams did great. I'll start off with golf won their second state championship. Shout out to Tim Hill, who's in this class, who shot a great score of, what was it, a 74? 75? So they won their second state championship in 3 years, the first for Division II. So we got bumped up to Division II, but they beat Bishop Fian, which was a big win.
Mm-hmm.
They also won the Central to then qualify for states, and Charlie Potter became the individual state champion. So that was a really great start to the fall. And then following from them, what I would say girls cross country had the best finish in school history.
Second in the, what is it, the
Second
league?
in the state. Well, they won the TVL Small.
Yeah.
Margaret Bowles was the league MVP.
Yeah.
And they finished second in the state for Division II.
Mm-hmm.
For divisionals and then for state finals too.
Wow.
And then the boys finished second in divisionals and 11th in the finals. So as a team, it was the best combined finish the cross country team has ever had too.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. So they had a really great season. And then boys and girls soccer was really great. Boys soccer played in the Elite 8 game. They had a really great game against Oakmont, who beat them. And then girls soccer made it to the Final Four. Lily Stocks in this class, TVL All-Star. They played a phenomenal game, a great season, a really fun team to watch. Tessa Broderick was their league MVP, and they have a bunch of college players going on to play next year. So they had a great game. And then field hockey had a phenomenal game as well. They played in the Final Four. They were league champs, and Drew Hassar was their league MVP. So they had a great season. Both of those teams lost in double overtime, so it was a bit exhausting.
Yeah.
Tuesday and Wednesday was 2 back-to-back double overtime games.
That's tragic.
Yes, yeah, it was really fun, but exhausting and emotional for sure for those two teams. And then let's see, boys soccer, girls soccer, football had its ups and downs this season, but I mean fought through a lot of adversity, I would say, with injuries. Thought Ronan Sullivan really stepped it up when the team needed him to.
Yes, he did.
As a young sophomore, he acted with a lot of poise and maturity. So while the record might not show for it, I thought they had a really great season in terms of just overcoming adversity and sticking it out through the end.
A lot of kids stepped up, and that'll be really, really important for the future of the DS franchise.
Yeah. So is that everyone? Golf, cross countries, field hockey, soccer, football. Yeah.
I believe that's all. Thank you. Which players were highlighted for, you talked about this a little bit, but which players were highlighted for individual success this fall? Any MVPs or Boston Globe players for the season?
Yeah, so the All Scholastics I don't think are out yet. Those should be out in the next week or so. But I would say for golf, Charlie and Tim were very solid all season. They played very consistently strong every single match. For girls soccer, you had Mila Lee, Lily Stocks, Tessa Broderick, Sasha Seal. They have a lot of really great playmakers on that team. Really, the whole starting 11 could be listed in that group. For boys soccer, kind of a younger group, the Bunn twins, triplets, did really, really well. Luke Seal is a really good player. Jack Martin is just phenomenal. Really fun player to watch. And then I thought Gavin Lynch had a really great game in goal, as did Emma Williams for the girls. Emma Williams played really well all season and picked it up in the tournament in goal. For field hockey, Drew Hassar, obviously being the league MVP, played really well, but I thought Aliyah El-Hilali was fantastic. I thought Kylie Craig was probably one of their most improved players, stepping into goal. And then Annie Liebergoff, the freshman, was a really fun player to watch. I thought she was a lot of fun. Avery Bent, much like girls soccer, their whole starting 11 was just so strong. Boys soccer, I said. Football, so many injuries, but I would say the consistent kids that played really, really hard was really anyone who stayed healthy.
We had one player on our starting defense stay consistent throughout the entire season.
Yeah, I thought Dylan Rogers remained really consistent. Great leadership throughout the whole season. I thought Ronan Sullivan really stepped it up when they needed him to. I thought Zach Jaffe was just fantastic as he only started playing football last year. And then cross country, obviously Margaret, honestly the whole starting 7 for the girls, Laura Green, Molly Malloy, a really great group of girls running for that team. And then the boys, Aiden Pearsall, Grant Sullivan, both were really consistent the whole season too. So just tons of TVL All-Stars in that whole group.
More to come too. It sounds like there are a lot of underclassmen and younger juniors on a ton of these teams.
Yeah, the boys soccer team has a lot of really young players. I think the boys soccer team is going to be really strong for the next couple of years.
I look forward to coming back and watching some of those games. How was attendance this season?
It was good. It's hard in a school that's so small to have consistent attendance because you guys are all playing your sport when other sports are going on. So I think that makes it a little difficult to come to a soccer game at 4 o'clock when you have your practice at 4 o'clock. That makes it hard. But the night games I thought were really well attended. I thought our female athletic events were really well attended. The fan zone came and asked how can they better attend the female games, which I thought was really cool. That they attended the girls soccer games really well. But yeah, I thought they did a good job.
How can the students better support these teams?
Yeah, I would just say continue it throughout the winter. The winter season can be hard, right? We go away skiing and we're going up north and it's cold out and you don't want to go to a hockey game at 7 p.m. or a basketball game at 6:30 p.m. on a cold Friday night. But it gives you something to do. It's free and it's just a way to hang out with your friends. So I would just say instead of hanging out at home in the cold dark, to just come out and be around your friends. I think it's probably the best thing you can do for your mental health.
That's really, wow. Sports really helps mental health. I
absolutely
totally respect that. And what are we looking forward to this winter season?
I think the winter will be very, very strong, much like the fall. I think our Alpine team, boys and girls, will be really strong per usual. Our boys are, I think, 2 or 3 years in a row as league champs.
Wow.
So they'll be very good. I think boys and girls basketball will be very, very good as well. Girls basketball has a lot of returning. Boys basketball is going to look a little different. They're a lot younger and overcoming a few injuries right now. But I think once they get everything figured out, I think they're really strong on defense. I think they're just going to play a lot different game than they used to. Really gritty, rebounding a lot, playing really good defense. But they have some really good returners in that group as well. So I think those two teams will be really good. Boys hockey, I think, is going to be really fun to watch. They have a lot of kids coming back. Sawyer Garzone, Max Neat, Calvin Roman, all those guys, I think will play really well. And I think we have a really good chance to win our league in the small for boys hockey. And we make up about 50-50 of DS and Weston kids. So, and then girls hockey, we only have 3 girls playing on the DS Hopkinton team. So those 3 players all play quite a bit, and I think they'll be pretty good. The swim team, the numbers are phenomenal. Like we have 30-something kids swimming right now.
And the swim team's relatively new, is that right? Or
no.
They just got a new head coach?
No, Miss Eccles has been the head coach for 4 years now.
4 years now. Okay,
yeah, and was an assistant before that.
Yeah, because I remember when I was a freshman, she was named.
Right.
That's what it is.
Yeah, she was an assistant for a little while, and she swam here and then swam in college. So they do a really good job. They have about 35 kids swimming on that team. I think our indoor track teams will be really good, much like cross country. It kind of is track is kind of different in that cross country is obviously just distance, but then you bring in indoor track and you get some student athletes who ran soccer or played football that then bring in, their throwing or their sprinting or their distance runners. So
I know Zach Jaffe and Vincent Stefanelli are going to have a fantastic season. Yeah,
they'll both do well. I think Antonio Sinez will be really, really good for the team. Margaret Bowles, Molly Malloy. There really are a ton of different students that'll be really good for that indoor track team. And Coach Mosier's in his first year as the head coach, so I know he's excited to lead those guys and girls. And then Nordic, I think the girls Nordic team's numbers are really good. They have about 20 students playing.
Wow.
Or racing. And boys' numbers, last year we only had 2, and this year we have 6. So tripling the numbers was exciting for them. So it'll be fun to see them race. And then our MADS gymnastics team, which is made up of Medfield and Ashland, we have a couple girls on that team too, and they always do very well. So I think that's about, I always have to count boys and girls, basketball, boys and girls, hockey, boys and girls, indoor track, swim, alpine, Nordic.
That's all of them, yeah.
And gymnastics, yeah.
We should have a really successful winter season coming up.
Yeah.
I mean, I know we just got a new TVL championship banner.
We did.
So
it's got to be updated with like 4 from the fall.
Yes, it does.
All of our girls' sports teams in the fall won the TVL championship, which was really exciting, and then golf won it for the 5th year in a row.
Wow.
Yep.
Well, I look forward to seeing those names added on. Well, that pretty much concludes our show. Ms. Sullivan, is there anything else?
No. Thanks for having me. Looking forward to a really fun, exciting winter season.
It really should be, and thank you so much for coming on today.
Sure.
Folks, we do this every week. It's an honor to get Ms. Sullivan on to speak today, and we look forward to our fantastic showing either this Friday or next one. We're in a little bit of almost like a hiatus period right now due to the transition between fall and winter sports, but as soon as there's action, we'll be there. Thank you all for watching.